For more on that, let's turn to our own Douglas Herbert from our International Affairs Desk.
Good evening, Francois.
An inclusive Afghan government. What's the latest on that?
Well, inclusive. First of all, there are very differing understandings of what inclusive might mean. The Taliban has given lip service to this idea of a government that includes people that would also be palatable to the West, but they are nowhere on the same page of the West if that means a coalition government. You know how we've been speaking in recent days about the talks ongoing to form a government, and sometimes we have names like Hamid Karzai come up in those talks, the former Afghan president, seen as perhaps someone Western-friendly, a familiar name in Europe and all of that. That's not going to happen. The Taliban has made it pretty clear in their actions so far, and in the few announcements they've made, that they want an ideologically tight-fitting leadership. That is, a leadership that will essentially march in lockstep with them ideologically and politically. So if you're expecting, and we've had high Taliban officials all but ruling out any women, forget women serving in top posts. They've left open the possibility of women in, as they see it, inferior posts, sub-posts, but not at the cabinet level. So inclusive, whether or not the government we're about to hear is going to be inclusive. You know, you mentioned Mullah Baradar at the top. Now, he has been sort of the Western poster boy of the Taliban. Why? Because he was the head of their political office in Qatar. He is the one who shepherded those talks on behalf of the Taliban with the U.S. That led to the withdrawal agreement and all of that. But he is a hardliner, if ever there was one, Baradar, and he's going to be joined by a host, if we're to believe these early announcements, a host of other hardliners, including perhaps a former member of the Haqqani network, which is blamed for a lot of the attacks in Kabul, and their supreme spiritual leader, the religious leader of the Taliban, Akhundzada. He is apparently going to oversee the religious governance, everything that has to do with Sharia law and how that is applied in practice. So this is going to be a very homogenous government, even if there will be a few token gestures, Francois, perhaps at lower levels of government to the West's desire for inclusion.
All right, many thanks, Douglas.